Alrighty, what is up guys? Evan Aldo here. If you enjoyed the content, smash the like button and check out the Aldo Empire Discord down below. Wanted to talk a little bit about the trades I've been in lately. As you can see, both of them down below right here doing pretty well. Both of these were setups given in advance in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. So doing pretty well, kind of added to this Bitcoin short right here. And I'll talk about why a little bit here. So the number one thing that we're kind of looking at right now is you got the yellow X in the 4 hour. You know, if you kind of zoom out like a little bit here, I guess, 1, 2, 3, three jumps off of 25.3, you got another jump off of. Now you're hitting kind of this spider line. But when you look at yellow X's here, and when you also look at the macro a bit, well, the other thing to look at too, this is another thing, let's go through this first. Fierce rejection this morning off the local 1 hour volume area low. Fierce rejection, I would say that's bearish overall. And when you zoom out a little bit, let's zoom out a little bit and go on a 3 week right here. Trigger wave, you look at this as a whole, very bearish in the macro. So, I think we're either going to kind of stay sideways here or we're most likely going to break down farther. It seems like most likely, obviously anything could happen. As always, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't make any claim to know the future. Nobody could tell you exactly what's going to happen, but we can make educated guesses. So that's what I kind of think is going to happen here. Also, money flow looks like it might want to come a little bit deeper on this 2-day here, 3-day red dot as well, kind of invalidating this anchor wave to potentially bring us down lower here. Now, what's the next big place to look at where we could bounce? Quadruple bottom off of 25.4, 25.3 maybe over here. Quadruple bottom isn't too much of a thing in traditional TA. At least leave a comment down below if it actually is. At least not for my years in this game. But yeah, ultimately that's that. And then if you break downward, I believe there's a decent amount at about 24.5. If you zoom out, there's a little bit there. After that, 23.2 I think is the big place. We could also kind of give a technical target from probably this formation from that's somewhat of that neckline that we're kind of losing right now. That's 24.2, so those general areas obviously are going to be pretty significant on the way down. I mean, if you zoom out here, see right here, there's a lot to latch onto in that 23.2 area right there that I was talking about. And then if you go up a little bit, see right here, 24.5 about, that kind of pocket around there is going to be pretty significant on the way down. So that's what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. Ultimately, the other thing too that we could look at, double blood diamonds on that 1 hour, and also the other thing too, you got having rounding top type of formation here. You could kind of do a from the neckline there, depends how, a little bit subjective. 25.3 would be a technical target out of that kind of breakdown. If we break down from here, looks like we'll test 25.3. As always, guys, not financial advice. Anything can happen here. And what we want to look at too, let's look at ETH a little bit. Macro, just like Bitcoin, you got that monthly red dot. I know on some, shout out to Nightshade for this actually. On some exchanges, actually shows a blood diamond on the Heiken Ashi on the monthly. So, not good overall. On the regulars, we confirmed a blood diamond on the monthly. So just, one of the rare bearish signs overall, like we've been talking about in this channel for a while. Money flow coming down the 3 week. Now this might be, we're in that Wyckoff, kind of accumulation thing. This might be the place. If we could get this potentially into the red in October, November, that could be the first time ever we get into the red on the 3 week, and that could mark a potential bottom here. I think that could potentially mark a bottom for ETH. Got to keep our eyes on that. But if we could get down to 1100, 1200, 1300, those areas, I think that's going to be a good kind of buying place. Now let's take a look at more of a marked up chart here to see what could potentially happen on ETH. And ETH looks like almost a little bit better in Bitcoin, kind of good curvature here in the 20 hour. This is more of the bullish case, the 20 hour green dot. Daily is kind of the same as Bitcoin. You're also in kind of this, ascending wedge that you kind of broke down, kind of are breaking down out of. Technical target would be a double bottom thing around 15 something, 1550 or something right there. So that's going to be pretty significant. Also, just like Bitcoin, pretty fierce rejection off of this pocket right here, this old volume area low, local volume area low. That at face value, I would say that's a bit more bearish. You got another trigger wave, gapped RSIs on the 2 hour. Let's see if we repeat this. If we're willing to repeat this, short term, bit of a lower low, back down to 1600. 1600 is potentially where we would go back to. And then if you zoom out a little bit, money flow kind of curving downward, crossing from red, decent curvature. I think we most likely can go down farther here. We most likely can go down farther. Now, if Bitcoin goes down to 23, where could this end up at? Probably here. I mean, I'm just curious about this. 8% down, 15, depending. I mean, this could drop quickly. This could bleed quickly, kind of against Bitcoin if alts really get hit hard here. And your next spiral line after that is at 13. So that's your 13 area, which is going to be huge. Maybe you hit that in a month or something, maybe that general area, and then come down a bit lower into November. November is a significant month, exactly a year later after this low for Ethereum, but for Bitcoin, exactly a year later from this low here, November of 22. Now, why is that relevant? December 18, and then here, December 19. But a year later, that was that low if you don't count the pandemic. So that's what we're looking at there. Now let's look at a few altcoins here, because altcoins can get, hit pretty hard. And I think they're due to start to bleed more against Bitcoin here. And by the way, guys, if you want to trade, check out FAIRDESK. Is a pretty good exchange. Link down below. This is the exchange I've been using. I've been using MEXC and FAIRDESK as well. I always never put all my eggs in one basket. If you guys are interested in trading on FAIRDESK, we do a promo only with people who sign up with my link. One person who signs up every week, deposits any amount, and does one futures trade, will get a $100 trading bonus. So you got some really good odds to win it. Link down below. No VPN required, no KYC required as well so far. Only do this if you know how to trade, if you are an experienced trader. So yeah, looking at XRP, trigger wave to the downside, money flow generally coming out there. I think a lot of people talk about XRP. I think ultimately we will end up back at probably the lower of this kind of range here, maybe the 30-cent range is kind of what I'm looking at. Maybe a higher low from, potentially a higher low from June and December of 22, 35 or something. That's kind of the guess, but I think you're going to lose 50 cents eventually here. That's what it kind of looks like. That trigger wave on the monthly especially, I really like what that looks like there for the shorts. And then what we want to look at here, Solana, 2-week trigger wave, blood diamond to the downside. It does not look good by any means on Solana at the moment, other than not even a bull div there in the daily. I mean, little jump up here. Some of your lower time frames don't look terrible, but look at that 2 hour right there. If we repeat that, you're all the way back down to like 19 pretty quickly. So Solana could be a potentially, I do have a trade set up for it in the Discord, potentially good swing short setup here. Let's look at HBAR a little bit. HBAR has been interesting. If we repeat kind of this, look at this pattern, blue triangle, red dot here on the weekly. If we repeat that general kind of thing here, you're coming back down to, 2.5 cents, a little over 0.027. A lot of these alts could potentially go down 40 to 50%, I think, from here. And the ones that don't survive could go down even more. So keep that in mind. But potentially, we're close. We're close. If you hit that in December, November, December, very good buying opportunity, I think. So that's what I'm looking at right there. DXY, this is interesting. So if we look at the monthly trigger wave, printing confirms the 24 days, kind of the opposite of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a trigger wave to the downside. Last two trigger waves on this, 33% jump up, 17% jump up in 1988, 99 to 1990, or did you peak out in 89 actually? If I had to guess, like if we zoom in here, so short term, it looks like it'll break upward from this 108. You could hit that in a month or so. After that, potentially a double top here. I mean, maybe it could come a little bit higher. I could see if the S&P 500 does make a lower low, sometime early to mid next year, maybe 120 you could hit. That's kind of on the high side there. So yeah, that's ultimately what I'm looking at. Anyway, guys, if you guys are interested, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are interested in the Discord, link down below, and check out the links to the exchanges down below. Last but not least, I do have a really good trading course that a lot of people have really liked. Check that out down below as well. There's a 20% off discount code. We added a few new lessons to it pretty recently. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.